Hello everyone and namaste. In this video I'll be talking about some resources that you can utilize, books, websites, pagan groups, stuff like that in order to help grow your pagan path and learn more things about it. This video will be particularly useful for the people who are just now beginning their pagan path and trying to find exactly what they believe in and what Wicca is all about, and especially for those who, like myself, are considered an eclectic witch. First, what I wanted to talk about is under books. So the books that have mostly been influential to me on my path and really helped me shape my path is this one, which is called Experiencing World Religions. And I actually took a class over religion, and that was the textbook that I used. I ended up keeping the book because it's just so useful, and I learned so much from it, and I still go back to it and read out of it. One thing that I really enjoyed about it was that it really goes into the mindset and the different practices of the people who are in the religions that are listed in the book. I really love that it goes into the Eastern religions very in depth and lists more than just Buddhism and Hinduism. And since it's talking about all the religions, it also goes into the Western religions, Christianity, Judaism, and Islam. But one thing that I really liked about the book was that it not only talks about the major religions, it also talks about some of the less common religions and the alternative paths, such as paganism. And it also goes into eclectic spirituality and how people utilize that, which is what I do. I use the eclectic view of paganism, where you pull from numerous different sources in order to shape the pagan path that you're on. Another book that was really helpful for me was Myth and Knowing. And what I really loved about that book is because it not only goes into the myths of just Greek mythology and Roman mythology, but it also goes into a lot of the Native American, Oceanic, Hebrew, Mayan, pretty much anything that you can think of at least has one or two stories. And the basic contents of it it goes into creation myths, the female divine, male divine, trickster myths, and sacred places. So it really brings a very comprehensive study into all of those. One book that really got me started on diving into Wicca is a book called Wicca Basics. It's a very, very, very short book, and it is very basic. But I had learned about lots of different religions, and I hadn't learned about Wicca. And so I wanted something that would be really short, basic, and tells me about it, so I didn't have to go into it too in depth if I didn't feel like I wanted to do more of a study of it at that time. But after reading that, I was like, oh, wow, like this is really cool. And so I started going into it after that. But Wicca Basics, if you are completely oblivious as to all the practices that Wicca goes into, definitely pick that one up, because that helped me a lot of knowing what it was all about and if I actually wanted to start studying it more in depth. So there are many websites out there that are very helpful in knowing what Wicca and paganism is all about, but also where you can look up different things within the pagan path and be able to pull from different resources. So the ones that I visit the most When I first started studying Wicca, or just paganism in general, I came across articles on about.com, and I know it's very generic, but it's actually, they have some really good, very basic level stuff that talks about what the different pagan practices are, and things that you can do on your pagan path. And so it's actually very helpful, and I go to that quite often. The website for that is paganwiccan.about.com, and it's, like I said, it's very helpful. Another site that is very helpful is called paganlore.com. I don't care for the format of it, but the content that it talks about, and it's very helpful as well. So that's another useful one. One that I absolutely love. Like you have to check this one out. I think it's designed very beautifully, and the content is wonderful as well. And it's called whatsyoursign.org. I really love different symbolisms and what the different things stand for and how it connects with other things. I am very huge on that. And so this site definitely tailors to people who really love that kind of stuff. crystallinks.com is also very good. They have a lot of good content, and especially if you're looking up different stuff with crystals, they're awesome. Another one that the site is a little difficult to use, at least it is for me, but it has a lot of good content if you can figure out your way around it. It is sacredtext.com, and it goes into all the different religions, and basically what they've done is it's like an encyclopedia for the different sacred texts out there. And so if you're looking for more of the scholarly type of articles about paganism or any different religion and stuff, you can go to that site, and it's very helpful. Another one that talks about all the different religions is religiostolerance.org. They are very, very good about being able to, to me it seems very much like about.com, but it seems like they go more in depth on stuff instead of just the basic level, and they do it for all the religions, and it's a very cool site. Okay, so I'm sure, as all of you guys know, since you are watching this on YouTube, there are a lot of good YouTube people who talk about paganism. My most favorite person is Kellyanne Maddox, and she has the best videos. When I first started watching her videos, I was just captivated, and she goes on a lot of rambling, 30-minute long videos and stuff, but everything she says is so wise and beautifully constructed, and she is definitely a must for watching pagan videos. When I began my YouTube videos, I was inspired by her to do so, and I just hope I can measure up to her excellence. Another YouTube channel is called Pagan Perspective. One thing that I really like about this YouTube channel is that there's more than one person who are posting videos. It's actually quite a bit of people who are posting videos for it, and the content that they post is very awesome. And if you don't agree with one person's perspective of it, another person's perspective on it will be, something that comes to light. So you get to see so many different perspectives, and it helps a lot with trying to figure out what you believe and how you feel about certain things. The Witchy Mommy is another good channel. I really just like the content that she talks about and being able to incorporate it into your daily life. And I really love her demeanor as well. She seems really down to earth and knowledgeable, and I just definitely recommend her. Another one is Ember Honeyraven, and when I first started watching her, she had a lot of videos, and anything that you really needed to research on, she had something for it. But recently she started going through some hard times, and so she hid all of her videos, and now she started getting back into doing some of them. I'm hoping that she'll open back up her videos again that she had previously posted. She'll make them public again. And so definitely keep an eye on her, because her videos are really good on anything that you want to research on. So there are a ton of really good Facebook groups that are geared for pagans and Wiccans. I'm just going to list a couple of them. I'm a part of quite a few of the groups, and there's too many of them to list all the good ones. So I'm just going to list a few of the ones that it seems like I go to quite often, and has a lot of people that keep up a dialogue with stuff. It seems like if somebody posts something, there's a lot of people who see it and do comments and likes and stuff like that. And because of that, there's a lot of dialogue and a lot of learning on these groups. And it's one reason why I think that they're some of the best ones. So one of them is YouTube Pagan, and the group is, I don't know, I think that it's very awesome because, for one, they have a list of all the different topics that you can do a video on for every week in the year. And it's very helpful, and it makes you think about, even if you're not going to do a video on it, it makes you think of the question and how you would respond to it. And it helps you go deeper into your Wiccan and pagan practices of knowing exactly what you believe, because the question had evoked these thoughts. But not only that, people do make videos on it, and so it also helps seeing these people's perspectives of it, and seeing if your perspective matches up with that, or how you would like to twist that to make it your own. Another good group is called Practitioners of the Craft. This group, like the other one, and like I've previously stated, they seem to have a lot of dialogue going on and a lot of helpful people. One thing that I really like about the group is that they're all so kind on there. I've just been blown away by how kind everybody is. It seems like anytime that somebody posts something, at least one person will tell them thank you for posting that because it helped them out. And so that I was really blown away by that, because you don't get that very often. So that was really cool. Another group that I really like is called Pagan Awesomeness. And one thing that I like about the group is that it's so hard to describe. So they are more not a love and light group. And it even has in the description about the group that they're not love and light. Obviously, they find helpfulness in that, but they're definitely not a group that is all fluff. They really get down to the point, and I've seen people who have said that they're going to leave the group because it seems like they're just, they're very real. They're not just all fluff. So they're really cool to look into, and I think that they're awesome, but it's not for everybody. Okay, so those are all of the books, sites, channels, groups, everything that you could ever think of to get started. Obviously, there's tons of other resources out there, but that would definitely get you started on finding content and resources to start your pagan path. But above all, what I wanted to say is that the good thing about paganism, like I've stated before, is that you can make it your own. So really, you go off of what your inner feeling is, what your soul is telling you. A lot of the rituals that I've done, I may get an inkling that something that was brought up would be really cool to do. Or I'll research on certain ways to do like candle magic or whatever. But then when I actually perform my ritual, I make it my own. I bring my own elements into it. I say my own words. I've never ever taken from anybody else's spells. I may take certain ideas from it, but I always write down my own words, and that is what I do. That's what I say when I do my rituals. And I think that is, to me, I think that that is necessary if you're going to make the magic happen. You have to take it from your soul, and that is the only way that the magic is going to happen. Others might disagree with me on that, but that is how I feel. I think that it has to come from the soul, and you can't do something if you can't make the magic happen if you don't feel it within your soul. So I want to leave you guys with a quote, and it goes, "You have to grow from the inside out. No one can teach you. No one can make you spiritual. There is no other teacher but your own soul." And I think that that definitely goes along with what I was saying of it has to come from the soul. You can't be taught all the resources that I just stated. They have their purpose for sure, but if you're being taught a certain way, if the way that the people are saying they think a certain thing is, if it doesn't feel right within your soul, then it's not right for you, and that spirituality will only come about if you believe it in your soul, if what feels right to you is in your soul. So I hope that the resources that I am giving you guys is helpful, and I hope that this video came across as something useful instead of me just spewing out different sites and groups and books and stuff like that. And hopefully you found something useful out of it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Namaste.